Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This has been longly awaited, but
probably a few months I would say. Apologies.
So we have finally finished the van. We've actually been living in her for about a month or two now.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd show you all round. Let's go. Okay, so Dawn is my lovely camera lady. So before we go inside, we'll just literally go for the specs of the van itself. So we bought a 2016 VW Caddy, 2 litre DSG, all of that good stuff. Basically, good body for us to then pour a load of money into sorting out the insides. So on the outside here, we have an electrical hookup point, which is basically if our internal batteries run low and our solar panel on the roof during winter in the middle of Scotland, we're not getting a lot of sunlight. Basically, we can go to a campsite. So we essentially have 3 types of ways that we can charge the batteries, which is really helpful. So driving the battery, the engine is connected to our batteries. So as it goes, it puts power in as well. So 1, 2, and 3. So underneath this box here, we have all of the heart of the van. So all of our electronics. So we've got 2 100 amp hour lithium ion batteries. We've got a 2000 watt inverter, and then basically all the other bits that you need for a van build. We can basically use UK plug sockets so we can supercharge our electrics through the inverter. Another very important part of the van, which I've completely missed, is the headroom, the most useful purchase for this entire build, which is our West Dubs pop top. Allows me to stand up fully inside of this van. It is absolutely amazing. Or we also opted for the scenic upgrade, which basically means you can zip the whole thing off, lift it up, and you can look out the front. Our beautifully handcrafted by myself interior layout.
I helped.
Jordan did the tiles. Look at these beautiful tiles and all of the painting. We've then got a door pulley system. So if the door was to close on the inside of the van, you can then get out. We then have these awesome tables, which fold up on each side. Work really well when you want to cook outside as well. And then it also really helps on sometimes when you're cooking other things that you want to come all the way out here. So much nicer to be able to cook outside the van rather than inside the van. As well as that, we've put a little door holder, stretchy shelf thing. The charger cable's kept there because we have 2 sockets here, 2 USBs. When the bed's pulled out, which we'll show you in a bit, our headset here, makes sense to have 2 charging cables plugged in there. Phones can charge there overnight. The other thing is here, so this little black thing is basically the end of our diesel heater, but our diesel heater essentially lives underneath our bed. The pipe comes out and then we have a little twisty thing here. It basically pushes the air out and then connected up here. Here we have a hob and sink unit. So this is the SMEV Domestic 9722 left-hand sink. Very exciting. But best part is it's sunken into the countertop. So basically you can open up to your gas here, which we actually haven't got hooked up, so it's more for show at the moment. And then we have our water system here as well. Underneath here is where our wastewater and our main water tank is. We basically have our 25 litre fresh water, which is connected to a SureFlow pump, and then basically then put through to the tap. We then have our wastewater, which comes out of the bottom. I think it's about 10 to 12 litres, so we probably empty that about once a week, and we probably fill up our fresh water about once a week as well. So inside this cupboard here, so we've got 4 shelves here. Top shelf is the crockery and the coffee. The second shelf is all of our cleaning stuff. So next shelf down, we've got a lot of our grains, breakfast bits, loads and loads of tea. Jordan is obsessed. And then our bottom shelf, some cereals, pastas, crisps. We've got our potatoes, all that kind of stuff. So we fit a lot into this tiny section. So next set over, we have 2 drawers here. So we have our cutlery drawer, which has pretty much everything that you can imagine here that we need, including Jordan's retainer, very important. And then we have more of our pans, matches, percolator for the coffee. This bottom part here, we don't really talk about too much, but this is where we keep the gorgeous toilet. One of the things about when we built this van was we knew we needed to be able to have a loo in here. Really difficult to try and find the space for it, so we found like a perfect 10 litre sized one. Yeah, a lot of people probably wouldn't want to put themselves in this situation, but for our needs and everything that we're putting inside the van and the things we need out of it, it's kind of perfect for us, so don't judge. Here's kind of like our main junction hub for the electrics. So we have our lights that go on and off, they're also dimmable. our 2 UK sockets powered by our inverter, which is underneath there. And then we have a switch here, which basically turns on the pump for the tap, so it's not always running. On top of here, we have a gorgeous handcrafted, definitely not from IKEA, spices rack, although we did actually make the spices rack part. This is the idea that Jordan had finding the little jars. We got these under counter lights here, gives it a nice area when you're trying to cook rather than just relying on the lights here. These are temperature changeable. It was really, really difficult to find, but you can have it in daylight mode and in warm mode. So it works throughout the day when a lot of light doesn't get into the van if you're in a wooded area. You can kind of have your cold lights and then you can have your warm lights in the evening. So moving on to our overhead cupboards, but they're probably more like forehead cupboards for us. We just went shopping, so they are really, really round at the moment. But we fit all of our dry food in here that isn't in the cupboards down there. And then the other one, we have got hot chocolate, rice, bars of snack stuff.
More coffee.
More coffee. This cupboard itself actually holds two things. So above the van, we have a 5G internet router thing, basically pulls in the signal, which goes to a junction box just up here, comes down through the ceiling and just sits in the side box, provides us our internet. We then got some custom cushions done to basically fit our van. So we've got 3 that are on show at the moment, and then we have a further 2 to go here. Underside here is split into 2 sections. So if you imagine a line here, this is where our duvet and sheet fits. Under this section is all of our clothes. So this is our proper like camper van fridge, 12 volt, I'll add a link into the description. Basically got a gas compressor somewhere at the back, makes it more efficient, doesn't use nearly as much electricity as like a standard fridge would. It really, really is quite handy. Above the cab space, we've really economized our space. So we have hiking bits, coats, you name it, it's all up there. We've kind of put those away that we don't need it all the time. Underneath the seats as well, all of our camping stuff. So we've got a tent, hiking poles, etc. Under the driver's seat is all of the maintainable bits for when you're driving, so all the car care stuff essentially. Underneath where the fridge is, behind here, there's another side door which we've essentially used as like our utility room. We use that to store our shoes and a big bulk bag. We also got this thing from Lidl, which is like a storage organizer, which we've put on there as well. If you take the bag away, you've then got our tiny fold out barbecue. We've got all of our bulk bits of gas. We then have our gas locker that's been fitted in there as well. At the moment, we can take it out and use it as just a hob on the outside of the van. As well as that, we've got a camping table. We've got poo tent, which we won't talk about either. And we've got our Pleebo blinds, which we featured in other videos, but basically blocks out all of the light when we're sleeping. I completely forgot to mention the side sliding door, some Van X window curtains, and we've also got a sliding window.
Now it's getting dark. We are now going to show you how we make the bed.
So then, so I would say that is a good amount, but it's basically the size of a small double. So Jordan can fit there, my head goes here. This whole upper space is so usable, super comfy.
People drive past. It's like 6 PM.
Why are they going to sleep now?
With the doors wide open.
So I think that's about it. Our beautiful, beautiful handcrafted van, our full-time house is now done. About
Finally.
A quick plug for if you have made it to the end of the video and you are just interested in the van build stuff, then we have documented the entire process of our build. So a link to that will be below. So if you did like this, or you are thinking of building a Caddy in particular or a micro camper, that might be very helpful. But we are going to go travelling in this now. So we are in the Lake District at the moment and we are photographers. So we're going to be taking photos, seeing places. It is autumn now, so the colours are coming through. So yeah, so if you are interested of seeing how Pleebo holds up, then like, subscribe, and hopefully we will see you around. Goodbye.
Doodle.